Hi, my name is Amber Sparks, and today I am going to do a lesson plan for the periodic table, the chemical and physical properties. So we have 5 objectives today. The first is to understand metallicity and how it is measured for the elements. The second is to understand boiling points and melting points and how to calculate them. The third is to understand the difference between metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. The fourth is to calculate the boiling point of water at different elevations. And the fifth is to distinguish between mixtures and compounds. So for the anticipatory set, it would be a periodic table scavenger hunt. Students will be given a list of questions to look for answers on the periodic table. An example of this would be to find the chemical whose elemental symbol is not in its name. The answer to this question would be gold, whose elemental symbol is AU. The letters AU aren't in the word gold. And for the instructional strategies, the instructional method for this lesson is a student-centered approach. Students will be assigned a research paper for this topic, and the premise of the paper is to pick an element of their choice and describe the chemical and physical properties. I actually just recently did this myself with arsenic and its effects on groundwater and the environment. These includes things like color, density, flammability, boiling point, melting point, and this will allow students to research at their own pace with basic guidelines. They will be assigned a research paper for the topic, and they can also be bonus questions that are far more advanced for the students to answer optionally as well. And the learning engagement activity will be metals, nonmetals, and metalloids lab. In this activity, students will be given different elemental materials, and these will include things like iron, wire, tin sheet, an aluminum shot, carbon powder, etc. Students will then observe and record what they see and classify each material as metal, nonmetal, or metalloid. Flynn Scientific Properties of Elements, Metals, Nonmetals, and Metalloids Chemtopic Lab activity will be used in this. The assessment will be a short quiz over the material. The quiz will be one problem with multiple parts. It will be to calculate the boiling point of water at 3 different elevations. In addition, there will be a lab report due that will detail what chemical or physical properties that were observable. Students will also create a chart classifying each material. And the differentiation strategy that I will use is learning stations comprised of groups of 3 to 4 students. I'll walk around to each station, checking in with the students to make sure that they are progressing well and address any questions that they may have. This will allow me to spend differing amounts of time with each group based on the need for guidance or additional instruction that they may require. Also, if a student cannot do the laboratory due to any allergies or other circumstances, the lab will also be offered virtually as well. A creative closure activity that could be done with this lesson is something that I learned while researching for this called the snowstorm. This is where each student will write one thing that they have learned from today's lesson down onto a piece of paper, and they'll then crumble that paper up, and on the count of 3, students will throw the snowballs into the air. Then each student will pick up one snowball and take turns reading them aloud to summarize what we have learned. Thank you.